magic in the air, 'cause something is waiting for me. Oh.
I'm so scared. Renee is taking me through leg day. She's bringing over my camera tripod. I never really work out other than my morning movement that I've committed to, and Renee is like the queen of strength, so I'm gonna kill her. Yeah, we might not be friends after that. Look at my leg. Look at my leg. Why is my leg? You're going like that. Renee, my leg's not moving right now. Like an L. There. Okay. So just make it like an L, like a tabletop, and you're just gonna like the one. Just feel it, like barely lift. There you go. Like hold. Oh my goodness. Go to perfect. 3, 4. I was really thinking this. 6. Yeah.
The leaves are so unchanging. Not only green when summer's here, but also when it's cold and drear. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree, such pleasure do you bring.
It's crazy because it looks so easy. I know. Like, if you focus on the first one, it's easy, but after that, it's Hi friends, I am still feeling so sore and shaky. I think it's only gonna get worse from that workout with Renee, but I am so glad that I got to the gym and did something that would make me feel super healthy. It's really aligned with a lot of the goals that I set yesterday for myself. I am now just finalizing all of the details and graphics for the launch of my mastermind. I'm opening ticket sales tonight. So I'm doing this. This is gonna be like the cover image on the ticket sales page. This was the one from November, so this one's all about for January and setting it for 2021. Getting so excited and uploading everything in Universe, which is my ticket sales site. Also, you guys, this is insane. I am so close to being able to monetize. 3986, the bar is all the way up there. Ah! Eek, I just looked up and it's snowing. It's so hard to show through the camera, but I have been dying for snow that I can see from my gorgeous apartment, and it's happening.
I'm out on a last minute spree, hoping to find that something that makes you see that I love you.
I've been out running all day, nothing catches my eye.
So launched and playing some party music. Hi my friends. So today is the solar eclipse, December 14th, the solar eclipse. It's also the new moon, so that's good. But the energy is really intense, and I have honestly not been having the best afternoon, in like full disclosure. Well, it's now night, it's 7 p.m. And I have a pretty bad headache, so I just took a shower. I ordered some food from Del Frisco's. I got a steak salad, kind of splurged for it. It's on its way, and I'm just gonna have a really chill night in. I don't think that's super interesting, but I thought while we're waiting for the salad, I can go ahead and open the calendar. My green juice still, been chugging away on the health front today, get rid of the little headache, and then also went to the chiropractor, which was so good. I haven't been to the chiropractor in forever, and a really crazy thing is that my allergies have been back. Like sometimes I'll go through periods where like I can't stop sneezing and my nose is always really stuffy, and I never know why. It's not like I'm around like an animal here, like I'm allergic to dogs and cats, but like I should be totally fine in my own apartment. And apparently it's parts of your spine. So like my shoulders were hurting last night, and when he put them, cracked them or whatever the chiropractors do, I was like, oh, out of curiosity, like are those spots on the spine that like needed to be fixed or out of alignment, do they have to do with allergies? And he was like, yes, they sure do. And I'm like, wow. So my nose is feeling better. I feel like a little bit more clean and clear. I was like sneezing all the time. I'd like wake up in the middle of the night to sneeze. You know how freaking frustrating that is? Okay, so today is day 15. We got our cute little gingerbread man. I have my Google up and ready to rock. Today is supposed to be a garnet. I've never heard of any such thing. It sounds like a garment. It's not in here. Moving on, we're gonna learn how to recover really quickly from these letdowns, but look at the meaning. It's considered a lucky stone for love, success, and for business relationships. It helps you let go of old behavior patterns and boosts self-confidence. That is so cool. Garnet, I need you. I feel like that is really the theme of the solar eclipse tonight too. I'll read to you what the solar eclipse is all about. I don't even know if I could describe it, but just based off my own understanding. But Chani Nicholas, I really like her. I follow her on Twitter and on Instagram, and she says that this eclipse is in Sagittarius, and my moon and my rising are in Sagittarius. This eclipse speaks to our beliefs, how we make meaning out of the events in our lives, and how we seek to understand them. Sitting with the South Node, this eclipse is not about getting what we want or manifesting with a new moon. It is about accepting the non-negotiable realities of our lives and seeing if in that acceptance there may be a liberation. I'd be really interested to know. Comment below and let me know if you guys have also been feeling off your yesterday, December 14th. Today's a Monday, because I think we've all kind of collectively been feeling it. It's been pretty weird, but obviously all these astrological events happen for our highest unfolding. Along those lines, it is now time to move on to March. I'm doing the 12 days of Christmas, sharing something that I learned from each year of my life. March, the third day of Christmas, March was obviously the month that COVID hit. And I'm not gonna try to give you some very blasé and run-of-the-mill description on how I was impacted by COVID in that month and, you know, the shock that hit the world, but I'll say that there's this element to me because I had just moved to New York City. It hit when I was in Nashville. I had left for 1 week out of New York, you know, so I'd been there for a month. So it was 5 weeks total. Flew back to Denver to be at my best friend's bachelorette party. And then I flew to Nashville because I needed to give a talk. And I remember I got off stage in Nashville after that talk, and they said they just declared that the coronavirus is an epidemic. And I'm like, well, what does this mean? And it was just very, very unclear. Nobody really knew what was going on. The next day, it was declared a state of an emergency, national, and so we were supposed to leave Nashville the next day, but I was like, we have to get back right now. And I originally was gonna go to New York, but it seems like New York was shutting down, as we know actually happened. So I actually went back to Denver, which is where I had lived before I moved to New York. But it was the best choice for me. It was comfortable, it was cozy, I felt safe. I mean, I had everything that I needed. I got to be with my dog, Fitz, and what more could you need? But I remember just constantly thinking, am I in a dream? Am I in a bad dream? Because like I had just moved to New York, and sometimes I'm like, this story's stupid because there's so many people who were so much more impacted. But I want to just say the lesson for me that month, without being like, woe is me, I had to leave New York. Like we all were impacted in different ways, and perspective has been huge, obviously. The biggest thing for me was learning how to handle feeling like the rug has been swept out from under you. When you feel like you were heading in one direction and then suddenly it felt like you were moving backwards. When you were really excited about how things were going in your life and then something happens that's really unexpected. And I remember listening to a Kabbalah episode at that time. I'm a huge fan of the weekly energy boost from the Kabbalah Center. And they talked about how the pandemic, or not necessarily the pandemic, but like social distancing and the lockdown and the restrictions will end when you're okay with it not ending. And I was like, what? But the point is, it's like with anything in manifesting, sorry, my nose is still a little itchy because the allergies aren't totally gone. With anything in manifesting, if you no longer feel like you need that thing, that's usually when it shows up. And that was their point. It was like, when you are so okay with how things are currently, that's when things will start to shift. And I had to get to a place where I was so okay with how things were happening and like trying to hold healing for the world and be there for the people who needed it, my friends and my family members who needed it. You know, I have family who work in the ICU, while also trying to find peace in that moment. And I think with all periods of discomfort, with all periods of, I really wish we could just like fast forward through this, there comes an element of how can you find joy in this moment, so much so that you are okay if this moment lasts forever. This moment, even though this moment has incredible difficulty and pain, how can you be so okay with that? And I think that mere consideration can bring you so much freedom. And it definitely helped me. And I would say it was my biggest lesson for sure. And it served me really well moving into the next several months of quarantine, and honestly throughout the rest of this year, as things have loosened up but haven't gone back to normal. So that was March and day 3. I think my salad's almost here, so I'm gonna enjoy that with probably some Gilmore Girls. We love Gilmore Girls to comfort us and make us feel better, so yum.
Ring the bells loud and clear. Have the reindeer